Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. So I just finished watching The Seventh Son, and honestly, I think I realized something. Now, call me crazy, and this may sound far-fetched, but if you sync up Hansel and Gretel and the Seventh Son, you get a sequel. If you truly think about it. Now, I love the Seventh Son, or yeah, I love it. I've seen it in theaters. I actually seen it in theaters, and it was good in theaters. But if you truly look at Hansel and Gretel and Seventh Son, you get a pretty good, you get a nice follow-up, even though they're two complete separate movies. But in hindsight, it's a sequel to Hansel and Gretel, even though Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters came out a year prior, and Seventh Son came out in 2014. You get an interesting sequel, and here's why it makes sense that The Seventh Son is a sequel to Hansel and Gretel. It has to deal with the blood moon. I am no witch or witch hunter, but if you think about it, truly think about it, and watch it back to back, you realize that Seventh Son is a kind of a direct sequel to Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Now, the premise is, if you think about it, witches, animal-based witches, or witch animals, whatever, witches that are tied to the animal spectrum, or animals, or that shape-shifting animals were pretty much went extinct during this whole span, which is an interesting premise. Think about it. Shape-shifting witches, shape-shifting animal witches, they both have something in common. Shape-shifting animal witches. Where have we seen an animal shape-shifting witch before? Oh, that's right. In Sleeping Beauty and in Maleficent. But that's a whole nother topic. Now, if you really truly think about it, Hansel and Gretel could possibly have founded the Seventh Sons, or the Eagle army or whatever, the knights that went extinct, that nearly went extinct, and there's only one person left, pretty much one person from the guard, from the knights that probably got founded by Hansel and Gretel. Witch hunters, just to put a permanent end to shape-shifting, to put a permanent end to animal shape-shifting witches. And honestly, that's an interesting premise if you think about it, because we don't have animal shape-shifting witches anymore. We just have witches who practice different arts of the magical, yeah. Anyways, could possibly happen. Could have possibly done that. Like, I don't know if it's just me that thinks this way, but if you look at the thread, and the subtle way they handle witches in both Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters, and Seventh Son, you get a pretty interesting sequel. Even though it's not a sequel, it's its own movie, but it is a sequel in its own way. Because of the whole Blood Moon thing. Plot. Whatever. There was a red moon in Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. That was the premise. And I think Hansel and Gretel takes place like 300 years, maybe 400 years before Seventh Son, or the Seventh Son. So it actually does make sense if you look at it from a crazy magical TV movie conspiracy way like I do. It actually kind of adds up, oddly enough. But anyways, that's just what I think and what I've noticed. You guys may have your own thoughts and your own view of looking at Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters, and Seventh Son, but I kind of do see like a sequel, like a direct sequel, even though it isn't a direct sequel. Just saying. But I kind of like it. I still like it. I still love it. It's one of my... I don't know why I just keep coming back to this movie. But it is a really good movie. And this movie came out when I was 18. And still in high school. And I graduated high school when I was 19. That was like... that was like 5 years ago. Almost 6 years ago. That's crazy. And I am 25 years old, almost 26, and like in a matter of like 3 more years, I'm gonna have like my first high school my first high school reunion. That's crazy to think about. Like, man, that's crazy. Maybe I'm gonna end up like Jeff Bridges, be like, so the trick is to not spill your cup. Anyways. No, but Jeff Bridges does have a pretty badass freaking fight scene in this movie. Like, he literally got into a bar fight and did not spill an ounce of his drink whatsoever. Like, do you really want to mess with a dude who does not spill his drink, whatever it may be, beer, liquor, whatever? That is a pretty badass dude. And Jeff Bridges is freaking awesome in this movie. If you don't like The Seventh Son, at least you can respect Jeff Bridges' fight scenes. That's all I can honestly say. Jeff Bridges' fight scenes is pretty badass. And he did not have too many fight scenes, but he had a pretty badass fight scene. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys so far. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.